Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss about the single stage amplifiers including the circuit capacitors. In a single stage amplifier section that includes the three types of capacitors, namely the coupling capacitor, load capacitor and the bypass capacitor. Suppose if you take the CE amplifier circuit, here the C1 and C2 are called as the coupling capacitors, which blocks the DCs and allows only AC signals, and there is a CE capacitor which is called as the bypass capacitor, and the one more capacitor which is in parallel with the load resistor that is called as load capacitor CL. Because of having these capacitors in our circuit, we may have some effect on the voltage gain that we are going to discuss in this section. Let us take a CE amplifier circuit with input coupling capacitor CC. So in this CE amplifier section, I am going to take the CC coupling capacitor which is at the input side, and here Vi is the AC signal source and RSI is the source resistance. R1 and R2 resistors are forming voltage divider bias. RC is the collector resistor which was connected between the collector terminal to the VCC, and RE is the emitter resistance which was connected between the emitter terminal to the ground terminal. Next, at high frequencies, the capacitor CC acts as a short circuit and the input signal will be coupled to the transistor to the output. Okay, at the high frequencies, the impedance of this coupling capacitor will be very low, and then the capacitor CC will act as a short circuit which passes the Vi signal to the input of this transistor. Therefore, the input signal Vi will be transferred to the base of the transistor, then it will go to the output side. And for the low frequency signals, the impedance of this coupling capacitor CC is very large and it does not allow the flow of Va signal to the transistor input, and which will act like a open circuit. Therefore, the output voltage will become 0. Let us see the small signal equivalent circuit of the CE amplifier with emitter resistance along with the coupling capacitor CC. So here the small signal equivalent circuit can be drawn using hybrid pi parameters. First of all, we have to draw the common line. Okay, this is a common line, and now we are going to mark the terminals like emitter terminal, base terminal, collector terminal. Okay, so these are marking here. This is the emitter terminal, input side is the base terminal, output side is the collector terminal, which was marked here, and the emitter resistance Re, which was connected between the emitter terminal to the ground terminal. And the equivalent circuit of this transistor will be like, from the base terminal to the emitter terminal we have R pi resistance, and the voltage across the resistance is V pi, and from the collector terminal to the emitter terminal we have a dependent current source GMV pi, which is shown here, and this GMV pi is also called as beta times of IB. At the input side of the circuit we have Vi source which is in between the ground terminal to the base terminal. Therefore, from the ground terminal to the base terminal we have given Vi, and a RSI which was connected between the Vi source to the CC coupling capacitor. In high frequencies, we can neglect the CC capacitance because it will act like a short circuit, but in low frequencies, we cannot neglect the CC capacitance because it is having very high input impedance. Therefore, in the equivalent circuit also, we have shown the CC capacitance. After the RSI, we have added the CC capacitance as it is laid, and at the input side we have the two resistances R1 and R2. As we are going to do the AC analysis, all the DC sources are going to be grounded. Therefore, R1 and R2 are in the parallel combination, which was shown like the base resistor or biasing resistor RB is equal to R1 parallel R2. The current flowing in the base circuit is called as IB, which was mentioned here, and at the output side RC is the resistance which was connected between the collector terminal to the ground terminal, okay, which was marked here. And the current flowing in RC resistor is nothing but the load current IL. In this equivalent circuit, I am going to neglect the small signal output resistance R0, which is in parallel with the GMV pi, because the value of small R0 is very much greater than the RC resistance, and also the small R0 is very much greater than RE resistance. Therefore, the large resistance in parallel with the small resistance, the resultant will be equal to the small resistance only. Therefore, we can neglect the small signal output resistance R0 from the equivalent circuit. First, we will determine the frequency response using current voltage analysis. Thereafter, we are going to use the time constant analysis. First, we are going to calculate the input current, which can be written as I is equal to V by R format. Here, the input voltage is nothing but Vi and divided by the resistance in this loop. So, here the resistances in this loop are RSI is a one resistance, and the reactance of this coupling capacitor Cc, which is 1 by S into Cc, plus the total input impedance of our circuit can be treated as Ri, that is the input resistance of the circuit that was mentioned here. Here, the input resistance Ri is a parallel combination of R1 parallel R2 into the input resistance of the amplifier Rib. Okay, so here you can say the input resistance Ri is the resistance of this entire amplifier circuit, including the biasing circuit, and where the input resistance Ri is given by Ri is equal to Rb parallel R pi plus 1 plus beta times of Re, that is nothing but Rb in parallel with Rib. Okay, so which means that Rb, which is the parallel combination of R1 parallel R2 in parallel with the input resistance of our amplifier excluding the biasing resistor. Okay, so we can calculate the RIB value, which is a ratio of the voltage to the current. Here the voltage in this loop is Vi in and the current in this loop is IB. Therefore, RIB is equal to Vi in divided by IB. When we apply the KVL in this loop, the Vi in is the voltage across the resistance RP, that is equal to the voltage drop in the R pi resistance, which is IB into R pi, plus the voltage drop in the RE resistor is, here we are getting the two currents. One is a base current IB and another one is a GMV pi current, which is also called the beta times of IB current. Therefore, IB plus beta times of IB into RE resistance. Therefore, the VIN will be equal to, by taking IB as common in this equation, IB into R pi plus 1 plus beta into RE. Therefore, RIB, which is the ratio of input voltage to the IB current, VIN divided by IB current, if you take IB to the left hand side, we can get it as R pi plus 1 plus beta into RE. Like that, we got this equation, which is equal to RIB. Therefore, the total input resistance Ri is equal to Rb parallel Rb. And to determine the input resistance to the base of the transistor, we multiplied the emitter resistor by a factor of 1 plus beta, which is called as the resistance reflection rule. So, we just multiplied the emitter resistance by a factor of 1 plus beta, which is also called as resistance reflection rule. Now, we can get the IB current value by using the current division rule. IB is equal to the total current applied to the circuit is II into opposite resistance. We need to get the IB current. Okay, so the opposite resistance is RB. Therefore, II applied current into opposite resistance divided by the total resistance in this loop RB plus RIB, which is the total input resistance of only amplifier alone. Okay, RIB. IB is equal to II into RB divided by RB plus RIB. Okay, and then the V pi. The V pi is the voltage across the resistance R pi, that is nothing but V is equal to IR. The current flowing in R pi resistor is nothing but IB. Therefore, IB into R pi, which will becomes V pi. That is the equation number 4. Therefore, the total output voltage can be given by V naught, which is equal to the load current into the RC resistance. So here the load current is opposite to the GMV pi current. Therefore, we can say IL is equal to minus GMV pi into RC. Okay, so that is the value of V naught, which is equal to minus GMV pi into RC, which was taken as equation number 5. Now we are going to substitute the all equations from 1 to 4 in the equation number 5 in order to get the voltage gain. The V pi value is nothing but IB into R pi. Now we are going to substitute equation number 4 in equation number 5. GM instead of V pi, we can substitute this equation number 4, and in the equation number 4 instead of IB we can substitute the equation number 3, and in the equation number 3 instead of IA we can substitute the equation number 1. Okay, so like that, after substituting these values we can get it like V naught is equal to minus GMRC into IB into R pi, which is nothing but V pi. Okay, so here IB is nothing but IA into RB by RB plus RIB, and now we are going to substitute the IA equation minus GMR pi into RC into RB by RB plus RIB into VI by RSI plus 1 plus SCC plus RI. Okay, that is the equation number 6. Okay, therefore the small signal voltage gain can be given as, if you take this Vi to the left hand side, we can get V naught divided by Vi, okay, which is V naught of S divided by Vi of S, which is equal to minus GMRC into RB by RB plus RIB into this one. If you take the LCM for this denominator, the LCM is S into Cc, that will go to the numerator and multiply here, which will be equal to SCC, and in the denominator section we can get 1 plus S into RSI plus RI into Cc, that is nothing but the equation number 7. So here we can rewrite this equation by multiplying the numerator and denominator with RSI plus RI. Okay, so I am going to multiply the numerator with RSI plus RI. In the denominator also we are going to multiply with RSI plus RI. Therefore, the voltage gain will be equal to minus GMR pi RC divided by RSI plus RI into this entire equation RB by RB plus RIB, and now the value of RSI plus RI into SCC is nothing but the series time constant S into tau S. Therefore, this RSI plus RI into CC is called as series time constant tau S. Therefore, in the numerator section S into tau S, and in the denominator section 1 plus S into tau S we can substitute. Okay, this is the complete voltage gain equation for the circuit having input coupling capacitor. Therefore, the time constant of this input coupling capacitor circuit, which will be equal to the tau S, that is equal to RSI plus RI into Cc, which was taken as equation number 9. Okay, so this is a very important equation, and this one we already derived in the last videos. Therefore, the equation number 7 is in the form of series coupling capacitor circuit, and the voltage transfer function and the corner frequencies can be given as FL is equal to 1 by 2 pi tau into S. The lower corner frequency of the circuit can be given as FL is equal to 1 by 2 pi into tau S. Now we can replace that tau S as RSI plus RI into Cc. Therefore, the FL equation will be equal to 1 by 2 pi RSI plus RI into Cc, which was taken as the equation number 10. Therefore, the maximum voltage gain of the circuit can be given by excluding this time constant term from the voltage gain equation. Therefore, the voltage gain, the maximum voltage gain can be given as GMR pi into RC divided by RSI plus RI into RB by RB plus RIB, and the maximum voltage gain in decibels can be given as the multiplication of this entire term by 20 log. This is the board plot for the circuit with the coupling capacitor. So here you can see this is the 0 decibels curve, and this is the maximum voltage gain curve. As this input side coupling capacitor is forming the high pass filter, therefore the frequency response will be like this. At low frequencies the gain is in increasing order and it will reach us to its steady state response after the lower corner frequency FL, that is equal to 1 by 2 pi tau into S. Here at low frequencies, the frequency response is in increasing order and it will reach us to the steady state response when the frequency will be equal to the lower corner frequency FL, which is equal to 1 by 2 pi into tau S. Here we can say after 2 octaves, the gain will be equal to the constant or reaches to the steady state response AV maximum. Let us see one example problem regarding this. Then calculate the corner frequency and the maximum gain of a bipolar common emitter amplifier with a coupling capacitor. Okay, so this is the circuit what they have given, and here they have given some parameters like R1 is equal to 51.2 kilo ohms and R2 is equal to 9.6 kilo ohms and RC is equal to 2 kilo ohms, RE is equal to 0.4 kilo ohms and RSI was given as 0.1 kilo ohm and CC capacitor was given as 1 microfarad and VCC was given as 10 volts. Then the transistor parameters VBE on is 0.7 and the beta is equal to 100 and early voltage VA is equal to infinity. These are all the values what they have given, and now we are going to do the DC analysis first. Thereafter we can get the maximum gain and the corner frequency of this particular circuit. And from the DC analysis, the quiescent collector current ICQ will be equal to 1.81 milliamperes. We already know how to calculate the quiescent DC collector currents ICQ. And the small signal parameter GM, which is equal to 69.6 milliamperes per volt, and R pi resistance value, which is equal to 1.44 kilo ohms. And here these values can be calculated using the equations. R pi is equal to beta Vt by ICQ and Gm is equal to ICQ by Vt and R naught value is equal to Va by ICQ. As the Va value is equal to infinite, the R naught is also equal to infinity. Therefore, we can neglect the output resistance, small signal output resistance from the small signal equivalent circuit. Therefore, the input resistance Ri will be equal to R1 parallel R2 into the RIB, which is equal to R pi plus 1 plus beta times of Re. After substituting all these values here, R1 value was given as 51.2 kilo ohms and R2 value was given as 9.6 kilo ohms and R pi value we calculated as 1.44 plus the beta value was given as 100. Therefore, 1 plus beta will be equal to 101 and Re value was given as 0.4 kilo ohms. After substituting all these values, the Ri value will be equal to 6.77 kilo ohms. Now we can get the time constant of the circuit. The tau s is equal to RSI plus Ri into Cc. RSI was given as 0.1 kilo ohm plus Ri value we calculated as 6.77 kilo ohms into the Cc value was given as 1 microfarad, which is 1 into 10 power minus 6, that will be equal to 6.87 milliseconds. That is the series time constant of the circuit. Then we are going to calculate the corner frequency FL is equal to 1 by 2 pi tau s, and 1 by 2 pi, the value of the tau s we calculated as 6.87 into 10 power minus 3 milliseconds. Therefore, the lower corner frequency FL will be equal to 23.2 hertz. 23.2 hertz. And the maximum voltage gain and magnitude will be given by the equation AV maximum is equal to Gm into R pi Rc divided by Rsa plus Ri into Rb by Rb plus Rib, where Rib will be equal to R pi plus 1 plus beta into Re. We already know after substituting the values, R pi is 1.44 kilo ohms and 1 plus beta is equal to 101 and Re value is 0.4. Then we can get the Rib value as 41.8 kilo ohms. Okay, then we can substitute the values. Gm is equal to 69.6 and R pi value is 1.44 and the RC value is 2 kilo ohms and RSA value 0.1 kilo ohm and the RI value is 6.77 kilo ohms and the RB value, the parallel combination of R1 and R2, which is R1 parallel R2, which is equal to 8 kilo ohms and divided by R1 parallel R2 plus the RIB value 41.8 kilo ohms. Therefore, we can get the maximum voltage gain as 4.72, which is a unitless parameter. Okay, this is how we have to do the problems in the examinations. This is all about that transistor amplifier with the coupling capacitor. Okay, so when we have a coupling capacitor at the input side, the reactance of this coupling capacitor can be neglected at high frequencies, and we can also neglect the CC in the equivalent circuits in the medium and high frequencies. But if we are in the low frequency range, the reactance or impedance of this coupling capacitor is very high, and therefore we cannot neglect this CC in the small signal equivalent circuit, and the voltage gain of this circuit is also depending on the CC, because the voltage gain of this entire amplifier is multiplying by the time constant, that is in terms of the CC. Okay, in the next class we are going to see the effect of the load capacitor in the circuits.